Hey guys, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe if you feel you should do so. So today I'm going to give you a little hypothetical situation. So pretend I'm going about my day, getting ready, brushing my hair, everything's normal, la-di-da. And then all of a sudden, lights out. And I'm sitting here in the dark, hoping that the lights come back on, but they don't. Are you prepared for that situation? It could happen in the next 30 seconds. It could happen tomorrow. All I know is that we won't expect it. The government's not going to broadcast on the radio, hey guys, just to let you know, in about 12 hours the grid is going to go down and you're not going to have power. It's going to be off for about a week, so make sure you prepare. That's not going to happen. We have to prepare on our own. I'll tell you why in a second that I'm opening up my video with a picture of my clock on my oven. But last night, I don't even know what time it was. It was really late. I stayed up late and so did my son. I was watching some TV. He was in his room playing on the computer. And all of a sudden, the TV goes out, black out. Everything goes off. And my heart dropped. I got up and I ran to my son, and on the way to his room, the lights came back on. So it was out for literally like 2 seconds. But in those 2 seconds, I'm telling you that my life flashed before my eyes, because yes, power outages are normal. Everyone experiences them. But this one to me just seemed kind of ominous. I don't know. I guess it's because I've been thinking about preparing for this kind of thing. And there was no storm or anything. So it just kind of came out of the blue. Thank goodness it came right back on. But I ran to my son's room. We both were like scared for a little while, and it made me think very, very deeply on if I was prepared or not. And I'm going to ask you guys, if lights went out in 1 minute from right now, would you be prepared? Would you have everything you need on hand to deal with a lights out, powers out situation? It's something you really, really need to ask yourself, because when the lights go out, it's a really daunting feeling for a second. And then not only last night did the power go out, this morning I woke up to a power outage. So I come in the kitchen from waking up this morning, and this light right here was not working. This was not working. Everything was dark, but I barely noticed it because, you know, I don't normally keep lights on at night, so those were the only two indicators that I had that the power was actually out. And that's why I started with that on my video. But it was out for a good 30 minutes, I think, and I don't really, that's while I was awake. I don't know how long it was out while I was sleeping, and it's just barely raining here. I mean, it's not storming. It's kind of weird, because in all the years that I've lived here, we've never, ever lost power, ever. Our power lines are actually buried underground, and Hurricane Sally for us was basically a direct hit. I mean, it was bad. Hurricane Sally hit us head on, and I did not lose power the entire time. So why I'm losing power with a little bit of a rainstorm just concerns me. I don't understand. So I did go to Walmart and I picked up a few preps, and specifically what I wanted to talk about today is it's not a good thing to not be prepared in all the other categories, because you know, you could have your water and your rice and your canned goods and all this other stuff, but when the lights go out, how are you going to prepare this food? How are you going to cook it? How are you going to keep yourself warm or cool? And do you have lights? I mean, all these other things, your preps need to be well-rounded. So this is just some things I got today with my regular grocery trip, and I didn't go into the actual store. I did the pickup, but the broths, so these, I actually had like 6 chicken broths and 4 beef broths on my list, and this is all they came up with, 2 of each. So I don't know what's going on there. But my reasoning behind the broths is, if I were to run out of water for cooking, how am I going to cook all of these type things? Obviously running out of water would be worst case scenario, because I would worry about drinking before eating. But these little things that a lot of us store up take water, and I calculated it out, and the amount of water that they require, it says 2 cups of water, which is 16 ounces, right? Yeah. Okay, so you need 16 ounces of water for that, Well, if you have a can of chicken broth, which stores for a very, very long time, that's 14.5 ounces. You can make rice with that. You don't need the full 16 ounces. So this is going to be a good water substitute for all those things, even rice, even just cooking regular rice. If you run out of water and you need something to cook it in, broths that you can store in cans are going to be a good thing to have. And then I just got some like refried beans, some more cabbage, couple more of these generic spams, and some more dill pickles. Now this side over here is where I get into the diversity of your preps, because say tomorrow you did a big like prepper pantry haul, whatever, and that was your last haul, but you didn't know it. If that was your very last haul, are you well-rounded enough to know that everything I have I can sustain myself with for a long-term grid down or emergency situation? Just ask yourself that, because it could happen just like that. And that is the scariest part. So I finally went and got myself a propane tank. This is mainly for my generator. I'm going to buy another one of these soon. But not only for my generator, I have an adapter that I can hook it to my gas stove if I run out of the smaller Coleman gas tanks. So I'm like in love with this. Just looking at it, I'm in love. I did get myself a 25-foot extension cord. This one has 3 outlets. Kind of funny looking one. I've never seen those before, but it's a 16 gauge grounded 25-foot waterproof, or like, you know, yard outside type extension cord. I do need to get a couple more of these, because for some reason extension cords are like those socks that get lost in your dryer. Like, you think you have a bunch of them and then they're gone when you need them. I don't know what happens to them. I got 2 12 packs of D batteries. These guys are so expensive. So if you ever see these on sale, grab them. I got these at walmart.com, and I think the 12 pack was like $11 or so. If you're paying $1 or less per D battery, you're doing pretty good, because normally they're a lot more. So the reason I got these is for my 2 battery-powered fans. It's a little 10-inch fan. I'll link those below. You can get them at Walmart. You can get them online. They're all over the place. But I haven't got a window unit yet to stay cool in case the power goes out. So I was like, well, at least I will have 2 battery-powered fans. Worst case scenario, I have something. And then these guys here. These are outdoor solar-powered security motion sensor lights, and these were suggested by House of Prep. He did a video a while back, and I had used his link and clicked on it, and I just haven't set them up yet, but this is a form of home security. This is what it looks like unwrapped. There's like, I want to say it was like 120 LEDs or something. That's your little motion sensor there. And that is the solar panel. They were super cheap. It was like $17, $18 for 2 of these. And I want to have a different form of home security. I have cameras, but the backyard is very, very dark. And I've had my dog like freak out barking and like towards the backyard where it's completely dark and I have no idea what's back there. And I'd rather just have some lights to light up that whole area just to deter people. And home security is something we need to think about, because if things get rough, don't think that your neighbors and other people in the neighborhood who might not have what you have won't be coming to your door or snooping around. And I would rather know that they were coming as soon as possible. I will be prepared for them if they come knocking on the door in 2 different ways. Yeah, so make sure that when you go out and do like a haul or any kind of purchasing of preps, make sure it's well balanced. And the main thing I wanted to get the point across today was, if grid down, lights out happened tomorrow or in 1 hour, evaluate yourself. Are you ready for it? Because I'm telling you that when the lights actually go out, like they did for me last night and this morning, as prepared as I am, my heart still sunk for a second, and I went into panic mode for a brief second, and then I went into, okay, what have I planned for this situation? And I was relieved, because I knew I was somewhat prepared, but I didn't have this yet. And that was a big mistake, because this is a huge part of my preparedness plan. as far as supplying power. Another helpful thing to know, which I just found out today, is that the average refrigerator will stay cold for up to 4 hours after a power out situation. And the average freezer will stay cold from 24 to 48 hours after a power out. 48 hours is if you have your freezer packed full, it will actually stay cold longer because there's more cold items in there. If you only have it half full or it's sparsely packed, 12 hours is what you can plan on. And the reason that's important to know is because maybe you don't have a generator, or even if you do have a generator, whether it be gas, propane, or solar, you don't want to be running your refrigerator and freezer continuously on those generators. You want to maybe run it for 4 hours at a time on the generator, and then you know that you have another 4 hours, in the refrigerator, and then 24 or 48 hours on your freezer after running it for a little bit. So that's kind of important stuff to know. I thought so, at least. But anyway, guys, please stay prepared. You don't want a grid down, power out, blackout situation to be a surprise to you. So stay prepared, and I'll see you in the next one.